So Bob has told me, don't get me going about transgenders in women's sports. Well, Bob, we're about to get you going.
Let me say this. When I first saw this so-called woman breaking records, I couldn't believe what I was looking at. What is Leah? 6'2", 6'3", a great competitor, and all I can say is that, Leah, you can kiss my ass. And you need to be man enough to realize what you're doing and get your ass and your dick out of that damn pool and swim with the men, or go home to your damn mother and put your mouth on a nipple. You're a worm. Now, one more thing, and I'll leave
Bob,
this
tell
alone.
us how you really feel.
Hey. All right. Imagine you're a father, and your daughter has gone to one of these Ivy League schools on scholarship, and she's been breaking the records, and she's looking good for a medal. And you come home and find out she's crying before this broke in the news, and you find out why. Mm-hmm. And they've got a dude in there beating these women by a full length of the pool. I'm a dad. I'm getting my baseball bat.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It is beyond ridiculous. Yeah. And so now I'm going to do like Gomer Paul, zip it and throw away the keys.
Well,
Sure,
we've got video here.
Sure,
It's
he's
of
done
Caitlyn
talking
Jenner.
about it.
Caitlyn Jenner, she's a transgender woman, but formerly Bruce Jenner Olympian. But she gets perspective that, that we should really protect women's sports. So.
Yeah, this is so wrong.
And tonight, controversy continues to swirl around the University of Pennsylvania transgender swimmer Leah Thomas, whose continued participation in and dominance of women's swimming prompted the NCAA to issue a rule change. Now, following a vote last week, they agreed to, quote, take a, quote, sport-by-sport approach to transgender participation.
Yeah. So you can be a man or woman based on the sport according to
That's ridiculous.
In this case, the U.S. swim.
I think they really just need their own category.
Yeah.
Like transgender should just play sports against transgender.
Yeah, I like it, yeah.
By the way, what they're not telling you, there's a new guy that's shown up in track and field. He's blistering it. And there's a new transgender swimmer. Leah Thomas and this guy had a swim-off the other day.
I never thought Joanna Man would really happen.
For an official policy. Now, the NCAA deferring this policy making only has led to more confusion. Many of these governing bodies have no official guideline at all.
They're scared of being shamed.
While her continued domination of the sport is sparking widespread outrage. Now, Piers Morgan, writing in the New York Post, calling the NCAA to, quote, stop this woke insanity now. The father of another Penn swimmer lamenting, quote, in an anonymous interview with Fox News, that her teammates are realizing they'll never have a chance at winning the podium so long as she continues to compete, given the physical disadvantages that they face. But this woke ideology doesn't stop with athletics.
I saw she broke 3 more
as we're now
records,
learning
too, for the
tonight,
Ivy League this past weekend.
Chicago public school teachers are now being forced to undergo training in which they were told that sex is a social construct not rooted in biology. Now, Olympic gold medalist and former California gubernatorial candidate Caitlyn Jenner.
Hey, pause it for a second. So here's how I like to identify. You either have an XX chromosome or XY chromosome. And that's how it should be, that's how it should be on things.
It tells the truth.
Are you XX? Are you XY? And so we can divide the sports by that,
Yeah.
And that's not a social construct,
Yeah, one of the students in one of the professor's things up in the Ivy League, he stood firm and he said there's 2 sexes, there's male and female, and he got banned from the class. The professor threw him out.
Clown world.
But this is I like. This you're going to like.
Fox News contributor Tammy Bruce joined us for reaction. Caitlyn, I noticed in the Piers article you were quoted as saying some really interesting things.
Which
to
one?
Me. And we've known each other for a long time. And you said the NCAA is kicking the can down the road. In the case of Leah Thomas, you said you don't care about her testosterone levels now for the last year or two, but you care about it for the first 16 or 17 years of her life. And you even mentioned that you wouldn't play in a all-women's golf tournament because you can still outdrive all girls by 100 yards, and you have no testosterone.
Wow. That's a good point right there. And it doesn't change
muscle density.
Yeah, it doesn't change bone mass that you've been
bone
accumulating.
Mass and muscle density
that you've been accumulating your whole life.
Yep. We're born to fight. We're bigger and stronger and faster. It's that simple.
We have penis and balls.
I know you've taken heat for saying that. Explain.
Or he did. She did.
Well, I've been pretty consistent,
What a
Sean,
weird
from
voice.
the beginning. I've said that
Oh my
biological
gosh.
boys should not play in women's sports.
Oh, that's gross.
It is
The
just
voice.
not fair. We have to protect women's sports from something like this. Leah Thomas, first of all, I respect her right to live her life authentically. Suffering from gender dysphoria is a horrible lifelong struggle, and every story is different. Let me tell you, Sean, I know that one. And I respect her right to do that. But with that comes some responsibility and integrity in what you're doing.
Yeah.
And I don't know why she's doing it. We live in this woke world right now that's driving me crazy. I feel sorry for the girls on the Penn team because they have to be so woke and say, oh, this is great. We're down deep inside. They're saying this is wrong. And a couple of them anonymously, because they can't come out, and parents have now come out, but they have to do it anonymously and say this is wrong. And it is wrong.
Ridiculous.
And I'm very disappointed in the NCAA. They did kick the can down the road. But we have to deal with this issue. We have to protect women's sports. They work so hard for equality. Look at Title IX.
Amen. We have to protect women's sports. I couldn't agree more.
Yeah. I think she makes a great point.
She does. She does.
And
he does.
If
If
there was like a commissioner that really had a backbone in the NCAA, they would stand up for women's sports and not allow this to happen.
Hey, if Trump was still president, they would have already gotten a late phone call and said, look, this is off the record. But you have this fixed by the end of the month, or I'm coming to visit the campus.
Right.
And you don't want me talking to press on your campus.
Yeah, that's just like when Trump, he cut out, allowing transgender surgery in the military.
Oh, God,
And Biden has reinstated that
and prisoners out in California, we were taxpayers' money. I don't want to pay for some guy to get his dick cut off.
That's ridiculous.
Give me a break.
People just join the military just to have that surgery.
Oh, I know.
That's what I was wondering.
And then getting discharged. So
has Caitlyn had her penis and balls cut off and left a gaping wound in her pelvis?
That's
not
the
sure.
$69 no one knows.
You should Google
call it
that
a vagina.
later.
Only her plumber knows.
Those, I hate to say it, I'm ashamed to say it, but I've seen some of those wounds before. It's so fucking gross. Like,
I have not
they
seen
like,
that.
They like scab over.
I think she's
it's
dating.
so nasty.
I think she's dating another
I'll send
transgender.
you some pictures later, Bob.
Oh, I can't wait, John.
Oh.
Get those right on over. Okay.
Leave me out of that text message exchange, please.
Yeah. Too bad you're getting
One
it.
big
No,
scab.
I want no part of this.
Oh, all right,
Hey, well,
everybody.
like and subscribe. Come visit thefreespeechforum.com. We'd love to hear from you.
Yes, and my testosterone level's just fine. I want you to know that. John, how's yours?
What do you think they do with the penis and balls after the surgery? Like, they just throw it in the trash?
It's
or
probably
like-
in somebody's garage.
Oh, God. There's a story about a guy who had a bunch of aborted fetuses
Oh, yeah,
in his
that's where I
garage,
got
but
that.
we
I
can
saw that
talk-
this week.
Yeah,
You might want to take that home as a keepsake, you know?
Right, yeah.
Hey, look, honey, there's my dick.
make a necklace out of it.
Oh, my God.
God, I was hung like a fucking mule, but
Those were the days.
That was good.
I think I blurred. Okay. Anyways.
All right, we'll see you next time.
See ya.